Hey, on this Acidity Friday, I hope everybody's doing good. Listen, I got a little work chronicle for you today. If you see some of my hair, just ignore it. Okay, so I have these medical conditions where I have to go to see my regular treating physician every few months to get refills for my prescription of medication. So I work for the state of Mississippi, in this particular department. They require that we get a letter and a doctor's excuse to use medical leave for ongoing treatment for any condition. So I got my letter renewed. We have to get it renewed annually. So I got the letter renewed when I went to the doctor this week. I take it to the HR person, and she contacts me by email and says that her boss said they weren't going to accept my letter because the letter read that I was, not the excuse, but the letter, the continuation of treatment letter said that I was in good standing to return to work, which was yesterday, Thursday, and it said they were treating me for continuation of care for whatever needs, and I was good to come back to work. So because it said I was in good condition, she said her supervisor said they can't accept that. I have to use my personal leave instead of medical leave. And I'm thinking, what? Yeah, they just make up stuff as they go. For one, I told the lady, I said, she was like, it's not me, it's my supervisor. And I said, I understand it. I said, I'm not fussing at you. I'm fussing at what she's coming up with and making up. She makes this stuff up that because, in her opinion, because they said I was good to come back to work on the day sometime I took off from work, that says that I'm not bad. I said, ma'am, I take medication every day for a condition. If that's not chronic, I don't know what is. And I said, secondly, y'all do not offer any paperwork for my doctor to fill out. So they just have to come up with whatever I say. That's second of all. And I said, third, this letter is the exact same duplicate letter that another doctor at that facility signed last year. The only thing is the signature is different. And I said, the wording is the same. And she comes back, she's like, well, she said, well, you got away with it last year, but they won't do it this year. First of all, I need to sue all y'all MFs, not the woman I was talking to, but this other person above you, you really on some BS. And I said before I knew it, I was like, such and such is on some BS. I said those initials. But I'm like, it makes no sense. You just make up crap as you go. They do shit for who they want to do stuff for. And I'm like, how could you even hold a light to what you just said? Because there's nowhere in our handbook that says, well, we won't accept it if it doesn't say this. It just says it has to say continuation of care, which my letter did say. But at the same time, y'all just coming up with oblivious crap just to hold people a light or a fire under people for whatever reason. And I'm like, I'm sick of it. I'm like, it makes no sense. And I'm like, I called my medical provider and got an updated letter, but I'm still going to consult with an attorney about what was done, because I shouldn't have had to go back to my doctor to get an updated letter to entertain this woman's supervisor, but over some mess that's not even in the handbook specifically. And if they want to be specific about it, they need to make a damn letter for it to give the employee, to give their treatment provider to complete, so it will say what they want it to say. Just fill in the blank and that's it. Like, y'all, these people, and my job it's a government job, and I work diligent. I don't work hard. I do things where I don't have to work hard, but aside from the work itself, when you have to run up on issues like this with people in HR who are just assholes, and I'm not talking to the lady I spoke to over the phone because I had to pick her up. I'm like, I ain't finna email nothing. I got to pick up because it's too much to type. But I'm thinking that kind of stuff makes the job very difficult, especially when you have these people who really don't need to be in certain positions because they have these really nasty attitudes anyway. And I'm grateful that the lady I spoke to is a buffer between me and her and her supervisor, because the supervisor is just dirty. I had a letter that I was a guardian over one of my family members because, again, the state is strict on who you can assist with medical treatment. And we need to have somebody going to the doctor with us when we go. Well, it's my mother's twin sister. I got a certified letter done by a lawyer that I presented it to my job. So I had to take her to a follow-up visit the following year. I go to the HR department and take an excuse, and I say, y'all have my letter on file. Could you make a copy of it? The department head tells the buffer to tell me she don't know where that letter was. First of all, it should have been in my freaking file from the previous years before, and she wasn't gonna look for it. Bitch, what is your job? And I said what I said. And I stand on the hill and say that is what her supervisor said. I don't have it. It's in a pile with a bunch of other letters. Well, you need to go find a bunch of other letters, because you ain't doing your job. Because if you did do your job, you'd have had my letter, my certified, notarized letter in file for my family member that I had to go get follow-up visit for treating care. An old woman, by the way. But this stuff, like when you have to deal with this on a job and your HR department is not HRing like they should be and they're doing what they want to do, it's a problem. It makes wanting to go to a job very difficult, seriously, because you don't expect HR to help you, but you expect them to at least do their job. So that's my rant for the day. I'll see y'all later.